Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert from the Business Awards Show, and I'm also the founder of the Best Businesswomen Awards and the Best SME Awards. And today I am joined by Kayleigh Lloyd, who is a brand designer, and she runs her own awards called Outrageously You. She ran it for the second year this year, and we're going to talk today about, as a business owner, how you can open your business up to recognize and reward your clients and then further develop this idea and open it up to everybody, which is what Kayleigh did. So we're going to hear about Kayleigh's business journey and some information about her awards and some business tips as well. So welcome, Kayleigh.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, it's great to talk to you. So you started your business 5 years ago.
That's
So
right.
tell us all about what led you to start your own business up 5 years ago.
I think I'm with quite a few people. I started with the lockdown and COVID and being on furlough. I had been in the design agency world since university, so for about 12 years before COVID came along. And in 2015, I became a mum and had the juggle of working agency life, being a senior designer, but on part-time and therefore limited responsibilities because I'd have to rush off if my kid got a cold or was sick and had to shoot off early to pick up from nursery and get that kind of eyeballing from people. And so I had all that, and then COVID came. Kids were sent home from nursery, which was a juggle. Still had to work, of course, but then it kind of all settled a bit, didn't it? In June, July, kids were allowed back to nursery. The studio I was with at the time went really quiet for work. So we were just on furlough, but we didn't have any work to do at all. So I was getting that kind of income, so I didn't have to worry about money. And I'm a creative at heart, like that is my thing. So when I finally found myself with nothing to do, kids gone, and not being creative, I kind of get a bit cranky. So I needed to work out what to do. And I thought, you know what, a lot of people that I know are being made redundant. So that I'm going to put together a website and just to get a portfolio together in case the worst happens. The worst didn't happen. So I was like, right, what can I do now? I got this website. I was like, I'll find some clients. So I found some local clients, three, and I did the branding for free. Um, and that went really well. And I got more clients off the back of that and more off the back of that. And so a year passed of me being on furlough, and I had just loads. I was booked up for like 6 months in advance. So decided to quit my job and I haven't looked back since. It's been brilliant.
Amazing. What a great story. And I guess this gives you the flexibility now to work around the children and the school holidays, which you didn't have when
Yes.
you were employed.
No, exactly. And that has been an absolute game changer. Like, it just shows like the difference in lifestyle when you can be so flexible, especially the kids are young. They are now 6 and 9, and I've been to all sports days,
Mm.
all nativity plays, and I get to pick them up in the afternoons, do all the taxi running between after school clubs without, and sometimes yes, I have to work on a weekend to catch up or an evening once they're in bed, but like it's totally worth it.
Yeah, that was my life. That's exactly why I did it. And
Yeah.
it makes such a difference. And, my kids are adults now, quite old adults actually. And they always look back and say, it was lovely, Mum, that you were always at the school gates and that you were always at all of our sports and school activities. So
Mhm.
they do
Yeah.
remember it,
Oh, that's good to
do hold it dear, even when they're in their 30s, they definitely do.
know.
So you obviously started this business sort of by accident, really.
Yeah.
So how have you grown it and how have you got new clients? What sort of activities have you been doing to publicize your business?
So, well, this is the bit where usually I go, oh, I'm really lucky. I'm so lucky that I am where I am now. And I don't know, like part of it probably is luck with finding those clients that are like your cheerleaders. And I 100% put my growth and the success that I've had down to those clients that I got very early on that have still to this day cheerlead me, shout about me, mention my name in a room where I'm not there, still talk about me on their social media. Like this is like 4 years later, they're still there doing that. And I've just had more and more clients like that doing exactly the same thing. And so, you know, I'd say 90% of the time my clients come from referrals and
Mm.
it's always the same type of person. So we're generally, really quite aligned in our personalities, our values, and the more aligned you are with someone, the better the work you do for them. And it's just grown from there. It's been incredible.
Brilliant. And what sort of support have you had to actually understand the sort of inner workings of building a business? How have you learnt that? Have you learnt it along the way? Have you read books, done courses? What sort of things have you done to actually learn how to run a business? Because it's very different, isn't it, than being an
Oh,
employee?
absolutely. And I am the last person that ever thought they would be able to run a business. I am pure creativity. The rest of me is like finance, no. Strategy, no. Like, yeah. So it was definitely a curveball. But you know what? I there's something about winging it and just going for it. Um and it just gives you this kind of confidence that you never realized you had. And also, like, I don't think we're told that it's possible to
Mm.
start your own business, especially when I was at school, and especially as a female, it wasn't something we saw much of,
No,
let alone thought that we could be that. And I think the more that I've surrounded myself with women doing it and doing it really, really well, um, it just makes me realize I can do it. And sometimes, yes, you have to push those boundaries. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, um, but it's also exciting. And I think, yeah, it's quite empowering the more that you start to put yourself out there and realize that, it is possible if you just kind of go for it. But I'm still rubbish with finance and strategy and marketing myself is the hardest thing. But yeah, slowly but surely you get better.
so are you part of any communities that have helped you?
I am part of the Holt on LinkedIn, which I joined about 3 years ago when it started. So I'm a founding member of that. And that is really good. I do find that in-person communities are more my thing.
Mm.
Um, and especially female kind of focused communities, I feel more comfortable in. And when I'm more comfortable, I'm more myself. When I'm more myself, you get that stronger connection with people. Um, I started with Found and Flourish during lockdown,
Mm.
and that was my first kind of eye-opening into this female networking space. Because before that, I thought networking was this scary thing where you do like this 3-minute pitch to like these men in suits. And this was like all women, and we just chatted and we got to know each other. And I was like, oh, wait, this isn't scary at all. And I am actually really enjoying it because I'm quite shy. I'm quite an introvert, which always surprises people. But I've never, ever had confidence in walking into a room of people and being able to walk up to people. I still can't do that to this day. One of the first networking groups I went to in person was 6 Degrees in Exeter, which is a female-run networking group and really nice. And I walked into there and they were so welcoming and just supportive, and everyone wanted to talk to you, and it was lovely. And
Mm.
one of the tips they gave me was if you are shy about walking into a room of people, try to get there early so that
Yeah.
you're the one that's in the room when people walk in, so that you're not walking into this like crowd and then people come to you first instead of you having to walk up to these groups. So I've started trying to do that more.
It's a really good piece of advice, that. And I really echo that because when I moved down to the Southwest a couple of years ago, I kind of had to go back to zero from somebody who'd been networking for 25 years and also running my own events. And then always knowing people in the room, walking into knowing no one. And getting there early is such a good piece of advice, because
Yeah.
actually you're then not walking into closed groups where people are
Yeah.
sat together.
Yeah.
You're there way ahead of time. And I also think another really good tip is to call the organizer beforehand and explain that you're new,
Mm,
that, do they know anyone they can introduce you to? And my other little tip to add here is do a post on LinkedIn that you're going
mm.
to an event and see if
Yes,
there's anyone else that's going to
definitely.
anyone. So, you got things off the ground through networking, which is great. And you then decided to set up some awards last year for your clients. So let's talk about that. What was the
Okay.
idea behind that, and what did you do?
Well, it started off with me just wanting to hold a really big party for my clients because they are all fabulous. They're all very similar. They are all just absolute cheerleaders, and they're inspiring. Like they're all different, but in different, like with what they're doing, their businesses are quite different, but they're all running them from the same kind of point. They're all running them from a point of authenticity, passion, and just with this purpose that's not like necessarily profit led. And I knew that they would all get on. So I started putting this idea out there and they were all totally up for it. And then I was like, you know what? We should do awards as well. And I didn't want it to be the same thing that they'd seen around. I didn't want it to be about kind of their growth or specific kind of industry led awards. I wanted it to be about their personality, their passion, the communities they're growing, and those types of things. So we started with kind of the Brave Award, the Vibrant Award, those ones that show up with all that kind of color and creativity. The Confident Award, the um, Magnetic Award for the women that are creating these spaces for, these people there where they feel like they haven't got anywhere else to go, and that kind of thing. And I really enjoyed kind of putting my clients into these kind of specialized categories to shout about like their superpowers. And the awards went so well. And you know what? It ended up being like during my branding process with my clients, some of the questions I asked them are like, oh, if your brand was a flavor, what flavor would it be? And I realized that I'd kind of done something similar with if your brand was an event, what would it be like and who would show up? And this was that. It was glittery, it was colourful, it was all about being inspiring and celebrating yourself and other people like you. And obviously, all the people in that room were a reflection of the type of clients that were my ideal people and what I just wanted to surround myself with more. So that's what it was. And then this year we did it again, but just opened the nominations up to anyone that wanted to nominate um, a woman who basically led from a place of passion and authenticity. And that's how it started. And we just it was last week and it was fabulous.
Which is where I saw it on LinkedIn, which is why I reached out to you, because I'd seen somebody post about it and I thought this is a fabulous idea. And I love the name. So Outrageously You, where did that come from?
Um, so it was a little bit of one of those um, moments where you have to pivot because last year it was called Own Your Awesome because it is about owning your personality and showing that off um, and stepping out as yourself. There's nothing more powerful in business, I don't think. And then, due to some small trademark things, we had to change it. And I really loved the OYA because the kind of oh yeah, like it's celebratory, and that kind of got passed around quite a lot. And so I was like, I want to keep oh yeah, like it is oh yeah. And so Outrageously You Awards is what it became this year. And everyone's like, that's better anyway. And I was like, ah, good. Phew. So outrageously you, which obviously captures the same kind of meaning behind it. It is about being yourself, celebrating it, and being, outrageous in the way that you do it.
That's fantastic. So you're going to launch in February next year. So
Yes.
talk me through the plan. Then if people want to get involved, what will they need to do and how will it all work?
So this year we are going to expand it a little bit, and I am 100% in the evolution phase of possibilities and what it could look like. So we want to take the most powerful pieces of this event and make more of it. And the most powerful pieces is we hold it in this stunning country estate hotel, which is like a little glittery bubble. The women come up and spend a couple nights there generally. This time, some of them stayed even 3 nights. But you find yourself in this place where possibilities and opportunities surround you with like little bumps, bumping into someone at breakfast or in the bar, and then bumping into them again while you're walking around the garden and that kind of thing. And then this year we opened up a pre-party mingle, which was in the afternoon, where you kind of got to break the ice before you walked into a room
Mm.
in your like all your fancy with people you didn't know. So that really helped as well. And next year, we're looking to expand on that a little bit with maybe holding like maybe some op like workshops that people can choose between either the day before or day after, brand photo shoots that people can take advantage of. Again, if they wish to. Like, I just want to give opportunities
Yeah.
out there for people to meet more and to grow their businesses and branding in a few different ways. So I am looking for collaborators at the moment to help make this happen. But otherwise, nominations will open in February. And usually, so last year we had the judges were chosen from the winners of the year before because they obviously were the epitome of those kind of categories. And yeah, we might follow that theme or open up to other judges. It's all very much something living and growing and evolving. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where it goes, to be honest.
And when are you going to do your event? What time of year?
It will be exactly the same. So I don't know what it was, but it's generally the last Thursday of September.
Mm.
It seems to work really well.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Good
time
time.
of year to
Yeah.
get over the summer holidays, start afresh. I find September being quite a really exciting month, like better than January. Like it's that month where I suddenly get all this energy to look forward, like where am I going? What's going to happen next? Whereas January, I'm just like hibernating and I'm like, no, don't want to do anything. But September, I'm filled with energy to, you know, just see what's possible. So yeah, grow on
Oh,
that.
and that'll be in the Bristol area, will it?
Yes, we do it at De Vere Tortworth Court, which is
Mm.
about a 10-minute drive from Bristol. And again, it is just beautiful. If you haven't been there, go there. It's gorgeous.
Wow, I'm going to buy a ticket and come to your event.
Do it.
It sounds great. Um, okay, let's talk about branding. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions around branding and misunderstandings, and a lot of businesses kind of set up and they kind of use a bit of the old Canva logo that probably
Mm.
20 other people have got. Um, talk me through what the advantages are and why it's so important to sort out your branding very early on.
I mean, oh, there's so many reasons. I think one of the most important ones, especially as a female founder, is confidence because I think we all lack it in some areas. And if you've got this brand that reflects what you do, how well you do it, and is like this magnet for the perfect people, then not only are you going to be proud to show it off, you're going to be confident to show it off and know that people will understand the type of person you are and the type of business you are just from seeing like these visuals. And I'm not just talking about a logo because at the end of the day, the logo isn't seen that often in all your marketing materials, but through like that color, that consistency of color, font, style, feeling. I specialize in the personality of a brand, which is obviously why the awards are focused around personality, because it is really about that kind of cocktail of elements that, lets your clients and people like see different layers of you. Like they'll see that kind of introductory layer of the brand, that kind of, this is me, this is what I do, and get that instant kind of idea of what you're about. But then through like these layers of elements, whether it's pattern or shape or texture, whatever it is, illustration, they'll start to understand more about you. Maybe see the fun side, maybe see the stylish or elegant side, like whatever that cocktail of characteristics are. Like that's what a brand can do. It can show more than this one-sided kind of space and just make you set apart from everybody else and make you stand out, which is the most important thing.
So when you work with a client, you go through a process, and you touched on earlier that you ask people, what their favorite flavors are and all of this sort of thing. So how does that process work with you? Is this done over Zoom or one-to-one? And how do you extract all this information out of people to create their brand?
Yes, so I work on a one-to-one basis, and it always starts with just a conversation, chatting to each other about goals and them. It's surprising how many people you ask, and you'll say, "So what's your personality? What's the character of your brand?" And most people, like 99% of people, can't tell you what that is. So you have to spin it. Okay, so what do your clients say about you? Or what would your clients say you were like, your personality like? Or how do your clients feel once they've worked with you? That's that kind of magic that you need to capture in this brand. But yeah, so we have the conversation. I send out questionnaires. I also like to get a visual kind of clue of what they are drawn to and connected to through Pinterest boards. Um, and then we go from there.
I love Pinterest.
I do too. It's
I was
addictive.
addictive. Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh gosh, I love that website. Anyway, okay, so 5 years down the line, let's hear a couple of tips from you about maybe things that you wish you'd known when you set up, or tips that you can just share with our audience that might be useful to them on their business journey.
Okay, so if you are at the start of your business journey and you're thinking about a brand, you're not maybe ready to invest in a full brand, keep it really simple. Choose three colors, choose two fonts.
Mm.
There, that's all you need to do. Um, Beyond that, I would say the most important thing was the people you surround yourself with, whether that's through networking, through your clients, online, offline. I've found that surrounding myself with people that I want to be more like in life or in business has been the thing to give me the confidence and inspiration to get to that place, to get to where they are. And the more that I do surround myself with these incredible women doing amazing things, the more I just find myself becoming more like them, and it's amazing. So definitely the people you surround yourself with is probably my biggest tip with running a business. And as far as branding, the more you can put into your branding, I think the more unique and special it can be. Obviously, your face, if you are the face of your business, get that out there. It is the most recognizable part of your business. And I mean, I'm the worst person to say this because I'm terrible. I hate putting my face out there. I am still terrified after 5 years of putting a photo up, of putting a video up. Videos are just a no, but photos I can just about manage now. But it is the key to that recognition, and it is the cheapest, easiest form of consistency that you could have to put yourself out there.
I know, but I still hate it, and I'm nearly 40 years down the line.
It's so hard.
I do have my photo on my business card because actually I think that really helps with people remembering who you are when
Yes.
you meet.
And also finding you on LinkedIn. There's sometimes
Yeah,
people with your name
my
and
LinkedIn. Yeah. I mean, I've got a TikTok channel now for Best Business Women
oh,
Awards. Yeah. And
how's that going?
well, it's going okay. I didn't have any videos of me up until this year. We'd had the channel a couple of years. We just posted on it sporadically. But actually, I've done a lot more posts about awards. And it's not a huge, it's only got like 1,200 followers. But what I would say is that,
Pretty huge.
yeah, I think but it's engaged followers.
Mhm.
I've had people enter the Best Business Women Awards this year because they saw the video, or people that have
Oh,
reached out to me for advice about awards, to set up their own awards, or to enter other awards. And so that's been good. So I'm okay with the smaller number if they're engaged with what I'm talking about,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that's where I kind of put videos up. I don't do a lot anywhere else. I have got my own Instagram, but I only did that last year again because this lady, also called Debbie Gilbert, was getting tagged in all these posts,
Oh, oh no.
driving her mad. And she said, please just set up my own Instagram. So I see I've done that for that. One of the reasons I did that. And that's kind of my personal stuff. And then the business has got its own, Best Business Women Awards got its own Instagram, and all of the other things that we do have their own accounts. So I'm with you on that because it can be a bit exposing, can't it, to put your
Yeah.
photo out there in your video. And I'm really envious of people that are so confident and do videos and they look
Mm.
super
And
slick.
you know what? All my clients that are doing the best are those people that can just,
Yeah.
without all the touch-ups and the overthinking, just put out a video. Like when they're
Um,
looking at their worst as well. Like I think it's that human connection of, oh, they're a real person, especially with the amount of AI and stuff starting to come out there and the heavy filters. The more we can see someone just looking like a normal human, we're suddenly like, oh, you are who you say you are. Like now I feel like, that trust is stronger than having like these really edited photos and things like that.
because that's really sort of touching on personal branding, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
merging the colors that you choose with actually showing up yourself as your authentic self, isn't it?
Mm.
Which a
Yeah.
lot of people can find really difficult.
Yes, definitely. We're
Including
more like
me,
find
yeah.
like wait, who am I? Like we don't generally ask ourselves that question, do we? And what is my personality and what is important to me? But yeah, it is a journey, but a good one if you start it.
And did you design the awards for Outrageously You?
I
I
did.
think you
And
did.
you know what? It's the only brand I've done for myself that I've liked.
Mm.
My own branding for my studio, I'm not a big fan of. It's been there for 5 years. I should update it. I can't be bothered. Um, and, and anything like at university, one of the big projects was like create yourself a brand. I've never found anything harder in my life than to do it for myself. But the awards came really quite naturally, and I love it. Yeah, it's
Oh,
the one brand for myself that I love. So I'm
oh.
keeping it.
Fantastic. Well, it's been lovely to talk to you today.
You
This is
too.
the
Thank
power of
you.
LinkedIn, everyone.
Yes.
I just reached out to Kayleigh on LinkedIn and said, listen, I got a podcast all about awards. Come and talk to me. And
And
within
asking
4 days.
people, like, I'm always too scared to ask somebody.
Are
So thank you for
you? Oh,
asking
no,
me.
I do ask because I always think you could have just said no or ignored me
Yeah,
to you, like you didn't. And that was lovely. And I think the power of reaching out to people, we need to do that more because
definitely.
actually, personal connection is vital, really, ongoing. So I'm really pleased that you came to talk about the awards today. I love the sound of them. Um, I'm a real advocate of any awards that kind of brings people together and celebrates success. So we will watch you with interest and see how this grows and develops because it sounds amazing.
Thank you, no pressure.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me today and giving up your time as well. I'm really grateful and sharing your tips. If you've been listening to the episode today and you're interested to find out more about Kayleigh Lloyd and her work doing brand design or about her awards, Outrageously You, then we will make sure the details are in the show notes. Best of luck, Kayleigh.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.